What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers Podcast, episode 91. And this is the moment we've all been fucking waiting for. 5 rounds of talking about PFL 2. Let's fucking go. It's here. The second event of PFL this year. Let's go.
Yo, I hate this guy so
Las
bad.
Vegas, Nevada.
Oh
It's stacked out this weekend with PFL fighters. Before we get into all that, like and subscribe if you enjoy
No
the
one's gonna want to
content
listen to this shit, PFL 2.
It's not even going to be in the title. We got PFL 2 to talk about. We got some fight news to talk about. And I guess there does happen to be a UFC event this weekend.
I hope you go straight to hell.
I suppose, I've heard that
Katie,
it's
we're
like
all going there.
I've heard that it's supposed to be some historical event. Can you guys confirm this for me?
Yes.
You're a piece of shit.
You know who's the real piece of shit here? UFC, because they didn't change the poster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I cannot believe they
That is
stuck
true.
with this bum-ass poster.
Bro, someone pointed out, they just took this stock image and then just edited a corner of it to be this.
Yeah, it's not good. So many things to get into, but we do have PFL. It's obviously nothing in comparison to UFC 300 this weekend.
Yeah.
You got Impa in the main event, so that's fucking awesome. Hoping he could grab another title. That'd be great.
Yep.
Clay Collard versus Patricky Pitbull featured bout. That's gonna be a banger of a fight.
Oh, yeah.
It's confirmed that Sada Bousi is moving up to 205 pounds to take on Josh Silveira, who made it to the championship in last season.
Which Sadabu did too, but at 170.
Yup. Yeah.
35 pounds down.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely a crazy one. You got fucking Antonio Carlos Jr. shoot face back. He won the tournament, I think, 2 years back or so. Just a lot of solid fights. It's just a decent card. They got 205, 155. I would say it's a little bit better than the 125 and heavyweight from last week.
Yeah.
But it's PFL. It's the start of the season, so we're not going to have too much hype right now at the start of it. I don't know if 205, 55, if there's anyone in your guys that going into it that you're thinking is probably going to win the tournament this year. For me, 205 probably Impa again.
And
you know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking, and that's what I hope.
Hoping Clay.
Yeah,
Get
and
it done.
I really hope that he's made it to the semifinals and just the finals so many different times, never getting the fucking million. I would very much love to see that for sure.
Yeah.
Same.
He's in his prime now, 31 years old. 24 and 12.
Yeah, it's fucking
keep
crazy.
forgetting
And this is his year.
Yeah.
I forgot he's that young.
Yeah, me too.
He's 34, 35.
I would have said 34 as well. But yeah, it definitely going to be excited for this one. Should be some good fun coming at you on Friday from Las Vegas. But, it's... Okay, with that real quick, do you think with UFC 300 being in Las Vegas a day later, they can actually get attendance for this event?
No.
You don't think there will be enough fans there that have enough money that's I'm already here, might as well check out PFL?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe
They might have more
some,
than
but-
normal, for sure. It's a possibility, but at the same time, I could see people being I'm in Vegas, I'm doing Vegas things until 300.
Yeah.
Or because it's on Saturday, just showing up Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People work Fridays and
That's
shit,
true.
so it's depending on how they did things, they might have booked a flight for Friday night type shit.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Or Friday morning.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're not going to have that great of a crowd even with all of that. I just...
No.
That's why I'm maybe, but I just don't think so.
It's... Yeah,
If it was had been on Thursday, I would have said probably.
Yeah, I feel like people are probably just going to be too fucked up and drunk Friday that are there for it, that they'll probably just even forget that PFL's even going on.
Because you also got, the ceremonial weigh-ins and all that shit going on
That's
Friday.
true. Yeah, people going to be going to that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it is going to be later on, so it's it could help out just a big event
Yeah.
Friday. So yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely interested to see if they can get a fucking actual audience in some sort of arena in America and not just in France with Cedric Doumbé. But either way, for them to even be able to do that is just awesome. So let's see how that goes. But Saturday, UFC 300.
It's finally here, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my fucking god. They're
I know you said it's the moment we've all been waiting for, and yes, but also slightly dreading. I have such...
Yep.
The mixture of feelings I have for this card is insane.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah.
Like, obviously, once fights got announced, like, especially someone like Max and Gaethje, it's just like, okay, like, there's just a whole lot of fear going on this card. Then after a little bit, I started to think about some of the fights, and I'm just like, nah, I'm feeling real confident in a lot of these people winning, like, whatever. And as it's closed down these last 2 weeks, this coming into, like, you know, the final week now, I have almost no confidence in any fight that's going to happen. Like, there are just every single fight, basically, I can just see it going so many different ways. We're going to get to every single fight, but I got a few little questions to start it off to just see how you guys are feeling and just everything for this. So the first one to start it off, out of all 13 bouts, what is your guys' favorite fight of the card, most anticipated, most excited? Doesn't gotta be the title fight, whatever. What are you guys the most excited for?
So I'm excited for a lot, but I think going into the early prelims, or prelims, whichever this falls on, because Tapology doesn't tell me, Sodiq Yusuff and Diego Lopes. The reason why is because obviously been super hyped on Diego since he came in. This is going to be such a fun fight. It's his chance to break into the top 15. But if he were to lose, he's still like early in his career. Like, I would be very upset, but it wouldn't be like a heartbreaker, you know? Like, he has his opportunities. Like, he's such an exciting fighter. Like, I know he'll still be around and like be there for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then going on to the fight for like Oliveira and Arman, I'm super anticipating that. I want an Oliveira win so bad that like it almost hinders it being my favorite fight because of the fact that I'm so fucking scared.
That because that is such a. Both of those are just so rough fights for each of the fighter. Like, it's just fucking crazy, man. Because, like, obviously Sodiq is 2-1 in the UFC now. The debut loss on short notice to Movzar, it's like that was just such a great performance, such a great showing against clearly one of the top 5 guys in the division right now. And then to just go through, blast the doors off Gavin Tucker, Pat Sabatini, like it was absolutely nothing. Like you said, even if he takes a loss here, it's like he might even just get someone like number 15 or something, however, you know what I mean? Because it's like clearly the guy's right outside of the top 15, like around the like 20 to 25 area. He just fucking dominates them. Like, it's just not a competition. Like, he just needs that higher level competition for sure.
Yeah. And it's like, Yusuff is solid. I do think Diego's going to win, but it's like with Yusuff being solid again, with him losing, I wouldn't be like on the verge of tears or crying.
Because it's just like, this is a test. This is a test.
Yeah, because it's obviously Diego is very physical. He's just aggressive in the striking. He's got one punch power. His grappling, we all know his fucking credentials there, how amazing he is. The thing, it's like, Sodiq obviously isn't going to take this fight to the ground at all. And Diego is definitely going to be willing to fight on the feet with Sodiq.
Yes.
And that's the scariest part about it, because Sodiq is such a cleaner, more technical boxer. He's got good power. He's very patient. He's very sharp. Like, if Diego does not go out there looking to like exploit grappling and just have that as like his main game plan, he can easily set himself up for a rough loss here.
Yeah.
He can. 100%. I do agree with that.
So I definitely think that's going to be like a bit of just IQ showing and everything. It's going to be hard too. I feel like everyone's going to be trying to put on banger fights for this card too. Like, the fans are going to be getting in the heads of so many fighters. Like, that's going to be a big factor of like the card, I feel like.
Yeah. 100%. Because like I said, it's a test. Like, this is definitely going to show his fight IQ and where it's at and like how he ends up doing with the striking of Sodiq.
Yeah. 100%, but I'm so excited for that fight. I was so happy when this was booked for it.
Yeah, great fight, because I'm pretty sure that's the prelim opener for that one.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, that's going to be a great fight. Ginger, how about you? What's your favorite fight on the card? What are you most anticipated for, most excited?
The one that I'm most excited for, it's just because there are a lot of questions. And it's Kattar Sterling. How does Sterling look at 145? How does Kattar deal with that grappling? How does Sterling deal with the striking of Kattar, who's an extremely good boxer? Like,
how does Kattar deal with this very long layoff after fighting Arnold in the knee injury? You know,
there's just so many questions going into this fight.
Yeah. Hasn't fought since late October of 2022, so it's been a year and a half now. It's
Kattar's my boy.
Yeah, I know. fucking New England Cartel. I thought it's just such a great camp that he fights out. So many solid fighters, so many fun fighters too. And because there are so many fights on this card where there are just so many questions going into it. Like how are certain things going to play out? But this might be the fight with the most questions on it, with just all of the things like you said. Aljo's featherweight debut, Kattar and the injury. Oh, I'm so excited. It's because Aljo is also very much used to being the generally taller, longer fighter in his matchups, being the bigger, more physical guy as well. He's not going to have any of those attributes in this one.
Yeah.
No.
I believe they're about the same.
No, 5'7" to 5'11".
Shit, why did I think fucking Aljo was that tall?
But their reach is close. It's 72 to 71.
Okay, that's what I was
taking an inch advantage.
So 4 inches of height, 1 inch in reach is. I mean, with Aljo being the shorter guy, also moving up a weight class, he's probably going to be much faster than Kattar in comparison. That could be real easy money on getting to the legs and just looking for duck unders around the back and just, you know what I mean? Like,
especially with Kattar's like heavy boxing style. He's very heavy on that front foot.
Oh yeah,
going for single legs all day on that one.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be such a fucking good one. I'm not sure. Oh my god, there's too many fucking things with it. I love it so much.
Oh yeah, I love that fight for those reasons. There's so many questions that can be answered, and it's just like, fuck, how does this go?
Yeah, and for me, there's so many good ones, but I have to just go with the featured bout, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. Even though this might be like I have so many scared feelings. Like this is such a bad fight for me in so many ways. I have fucking loved Max Holloway for so fucking long. As soon as Gaethje came into the UFC, I fucking loved him. He's just been a star. This is guaranteed nothing but violence, truly fitting for the BMF title. And I just don't think that whoever wins, like neither of these guys are coming out of this the same.
No.
It's like Gaethje being on the older side. Max, he's still 32, still in his prime, but it's like the damage that he's accrued. Like this could just. I'm so scared for this to end up like a Tony Ferguson type situation. You know what I mean? That's.
Yeah. Me in this fight, I have really hard feelings with this fight, and I have since the day it was announced. And this is why I can't call it my favorite fight by any means. Like even more so than Oliveira and Arman, because like. It's because I know that neither of them are going to be okay after the fight. You know what I mean? Like, as a fight fan and taking my love away from them, this is beautiful violence. This is the most like glorious thing you could make because, like Jimmy said, who else could you have for the BMF title right now?
Yeah.
But as fans of both of them, this just like it's so hard. I feel like I'm gonna cry no matter what. Like I'm just gonna be watching with tears coming down my face. Like this is amazing and terrible.
I'm gonna be crying when when they're announcing them just because of what's about to happen.
I know, and the fact that it's coming right after Oliveira, I might be having happy tears or sad tears. Like it's so emotional, man.
I know, and like I know that it's gonna be so devastating for both of their careers, but it's just. That is the epitome of what both of these fighters are about.
And the epitome of BMF.
Exactly. So that's why it's like there just is not any other fight on this card, just second over second, minute over minute, that's just going to be more thrilling, more exciting, more wild, just like short of, like Gaethje, how it just, Gaethje fighting Dustin in the rematch, I was just like, just guaranteed fight of the year, but it was just a quick finish, and so it just didn't kind of live up to that, but it was a great performance. It, like, unless one of them goes out there and finish each other in, like, the first round or two, which I see very unlikely happening, this is fight of the night, fight of the year, like, it's
gonna have that potential. Yeah, for real.
Because if this shit goes all 5 rounds, oh my god.
Bro, that's probably striking numbers that's worst case scenario because the striking numbers that Holloway is could potentially put up in this fight because Gaethje doesn't go away and he's always constantly throwing, and it's just like then like Max is just if he goes like Calvin Kattar fucking Ultra Instinct mode, oh my god, the counters off that like huge overhand like left he does, boom, bam. Then hits him with another like 4 hits right after that while just fucking dodging and weaving. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hitting him with the 20-piece and a soda.
Yeah, man. Because that's why
like hitting him with a family meal.
it's just so hard trying to think of how it's exactly going to play out too, because it's like, obviously with Gaethje in terms of like his offense, bro, Max is there for the leg kicks all fucking day long.
Yes.
But it's like also the thing with that, Yair landed about 90 of them on Max's leg. It never did anything to him, and Yair was the one with fucked up feet.
Yeah.
How many did Volkanovski hit in all 3 of their fights?
Yeah, yeah, like it is so there, but it's like, is that actually even gonna be a thing that's gonna like have much an effect or deter Max? Max clearly has bulked up much more effectively for 155 pounds in this fight compared to his fight with Dustin.
Yes.
So it's like I'm honestly like, I don't know if I'm really expecting that kind of a performance like Calvin Kattar out of him. I don't know if we're going to get that much volume. We might just get a Max that's looking to try and sit down on much bigger shots, and like it
could go either way.
Because it's like Gaethje is much more like, Max is going to throw much like longer combinations in there than what Gaethje is, and I feel like that could really just like pick him up and like just get him ahead throughout this fight, especially with just having the bigger size. But those counters from Gaethje, man, it's like it's fucking scary. It's gonna be so fucking scary. Good. Ooh, I'm so fucking excited for it.
Is scary.
I am, and I'm not.
The
fight just makes me sweat thinking about it.
I know.
Yeah, but that's my favorite fight of the card for sure. It's let's fucking go. The next one though, biggest storyline of the card. There's storylines for basically every single fight on this card, for every single fighter. Basically the only one that there's not really one is Cody Brundage, because he's the fighter that doesn't belong.
Yes.
But out of all of the ones on the card, what do you think is like the biggest, most meaningful story kind of heading into this card?
Jim Miller.
Jim Miller?
I want a Jim Miller win so bad. This is his 44th fight in the UFC.
I believe
he's fought on 100, 200, and now 300. Like,
got wins on 100 and 200 as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, for him, if he gets a win,
I think that is for me the biggest story, and I would love a Jim Miller win for 300 as well.
Yeah, that's very fair. How long has it been the fans have just been like, Jim Miller has to fight on 300? Like, I feel like the fans themselves have been talking about Jim Miller fighting on 300 for over a year now. You know what I mean? And it's like things it lined up right when he got fucking booked against Gabriel Benitez
in January.
Yeah, everyone's just like, holy fuck, this is not
this was not a part of the game plan. He's supposed to be at 300.
If you were going to have a fight in January, why is it not a debuting guy that he could knock out in the first or second round? You know what I mean? Goes to fucking war with him, like, has
gets
such
that
a
third
crazy
round face crank, like, yeah.
And we're all like, fuck.
So it's like, you know, he has been on a pretty great run. Like, he's had since losing to Joe Selecki in 21, he has won 5 fights and lost 1. He's 5 in one of those. The one lost in Alexander Hernandez decision.
Yep.
Bobby Green coming off of that terrible knockout loss.
Yeah.
Man, I hope that Jim Miller can just go out there and fuck him up real quick.
Yeah.
Hurt him, take him down, sub him. Done. Like,
and with this one, it's also like they finally gave in his last how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In his last 12, they've given him 3 people who I would consider his contemporaries in terms of age, and that's Clay Guida, Vince Pichel, and Donald Cerrone. They gave him another one for this one, which I am all for, because also their styles are so fucking different. It just generates so many questions. How does Jim Miller deal with the head movement and just the awkwardness of Bobby Green? How does Bobby Green deal with his grappling?
Yeah, because obviously Bobby's a very solid wrestler. I feel like it's going to be hard for Jim to probably grab takedown. Like, that's the thing about this fight. If Bobby didn't just have because even if he just got one punched and got if it was a normal stoppage against Jalin Turner, that would be one thing where it's like I would probably be favoring him much more heading into this one. But that was such a bad stoppage. That was so much extra
4
damage.
months ago at that.
4 months at 37 years of age. That is just absolutely horrible. That is easily the type of finish that could just completely change his career. And it's it's like, yeah, Bobby's a much slicker, much more technical striker. He moves way better. But, like, I would not be surprised if it plays out like you said, Kate, where it's like Jim's going to go out there, just land either a big left hook or a bomb of an overhand right. Bobby's just going to lean the wrong way. It's going to touch him. He goes down right on top, and he's catching that sub. It's like that. Oh, I would absolutely love that. I would feel so bad for Bobby, too, though. It's like.
Me, too, but just Jim getting that win would take over.
Yeah, it really would. And, like you said, 44th UFC fight. And if he finds himself a finish here, like we said, 100, 200, 300, only one to fight on all three, wins on all three, and gets himself a top 15 spot in arguably the toughest division in the sport at 155 pounds. Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
And did you see...
I love it. 40 years of age. 40 fucking years old.
At the... what the fuck were they doing? You know, the
Media Day?
Yeah, Media Day. Thank you. Sorry. Where the reporter started asking, like, are you thinking of retiring? He couldn't even get the question out before Jim said no.
No.
Nah.
That's the thing. When you're performing like this, it's like...
Like, what's the reason? And he wants to hit 45 fights.
Not only, like you were saying, Jimmy, fought on 100 and 200 and 300. He won on 100 and 200. He got 2 first-round finishes on 100 and 200.
I knew because it was 200 was against Takanori Gomi, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did not remember how exactly like 100 played out. I knew he got the win. I did not remember if he got a finish.
Yeah, first round
on
finish.
UFC. Yep, on UFC 100. He got I was actually wrong.
Okay.
We got the decision. UFC.
He got a decision.
100.
I was looking at Dan. Sorry, I looked at Dwayne Ludwig. I thought he got a first round armbar. First round ground and pound TKO
that was
against Takanori Gomi. Yep.
You're good. That would be beautiful though. But it's it's still just crazy too that like he lost out on the prime of his career competing at his best because dude had Lyme disease for so many fucking years. Like, just unknowing, just
didn't
fighting
even know it.
And just one day decided to fucking shave his head, and then it was just like, what the fuck is that? And then it's just like, oh yeah, you got fucking Lyme disease, and just such a crazy fucking thing.
Yeah.
Fighting through, I don't even know how many fights with that shit. It's like, weight
cutting through that shit.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely crazy that with all the fucking such bigger names and bigger more meaningful fights, like in terms of where the fighters are at, like this genuinely might be the biggest storyline of the fight.
Yes,
I think so.
I don't know if you feel any different, if you have like any other ones in your head, Ginger, but
I mean, just would be like I still think this is number 1, but I think number 2 is Alex Pereira, Jamahal Hill. Like that just is what it is. It's the main event. It's for the title. It's against the former champion who had to give up his title due to injury. It's against the guy who beat the mentor of Alex Pereira. It's just like stacking up, like, and he's beaten if he beats him, he's beat the last 3 champions outside of Glover.
Yeah. Because I feel like because honestly for me that's where I was gonna go to of like the next thing, because it's like if Powhatan gets it done in spectacular fashion, this dude's flying back to Brazil he's calling out fucking Ankalaev, and he's fighting Ankalaev in the main event. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah,
Powhatan in himself is just fucking legendary. To have 7 fights in the UFC, to have held 2 different belts, like currently holding one of them.
Yeah,
but that's just insane. Defending your second belt, it's like
because it's like I'm sorry, go.
No, and then it's like you look at his last 4 wins: champ.
Yep. Yeah, he's fought majority champs in his UFC run than not. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And
he's fought 2 people that did not end up as champion at some point, because he fought Sean Strickland before champ, but he ended up as champ. Izzy, Jan, Jiri.
Like, yeah, man. And because it's one of those things when it's like when you talk about like greatest fighters of all time and stuff like that, like one of the biggest factors is obviously like the longevity of how long they're able to do it and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's like what Powhatan is doing in such a short period of time. I feel like it has to be in its own, like, just put up there with all of these other great things, because it's like no one has done this. And even like Khabib being such a dominant fighter that he was, absolutely 29 career pro fights, and he lost 2 fucking rounds. Only one of those was all 3 judges scored it against him. That was the 3rd round of Conor, 1st round of Gaethje Khabib. 2 of the 3 judges scored it for Gaethje. So it's like, even him, like, to beat these fighters at the highest level, he was doing it at once a year. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What, 2.5 years or so Poatan has been in the UFC? Headlined MSG twice, 2 fucking titles in 2 different weight classes, and all the champions, and now he's headlining 300. It's like...
Like, Poatan, seriously, he in himself is just... It's fucking legendary. Yeah. Because, double champion Glory Kickboxing and gets inducted into the Hall of Fame of Glory, comes into the UFC, and within 7 fights has fought majority champions and has held 2 belts. Yeah. He's just, defending it.
With this fight, he will have fought 3 times as many UFC champions as non-champions inside the UFC.
Yeah, so it's like coming in, doing what he's doing at the highest level, and then even the fan base that he has accrued. So many people have been in the UFC for years, and this man just skyrocketed to the top. Like, everybody knows and loves Poatan.
And how many great fighters that, like, were so amazing, had great performances, but because they don't speak English, that was such a big factor of why they never actually became a star. Jose Aldo's spotlight was easily hindered because of the fact that he never spoke English. Like, that was easily a big factor. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, he did have a lot of decision wins, like, as a champion, but you know what I mean? Still putting on great performances, exciting performances. It's just one of those things. Fucking Oliveira fucking doing the shit, you know what I mean? Without
those are the only 2 that I could think of for real.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, Korean Zombie's up there. Like,
yeah, for sure. 100%.
Who hates the Korean Zombie? But, like, he was blood and guts through and through. Like, that was the thing. Like, he walked through fucking damage.
Yeah, that's a great call on that.
Also with Pereira, also has talked about wanting to, at some point, do it right, bulk up and move up to heavyweight.
Yep.
Potentially be a 3-weight champion.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane, especially at the UFC level, because more than likely the people he'd have to fight are Sergey Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall, or Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, man's consistently been fighting at the highest of levels, and just, if he moves up to heavyweight, he'll only continue to do that. They're not going to give him some number 10. They're giving him the champion.
Yeah. And it's like, with all those names you said, too, it's like every single one of them has such big advantages over him in some way. Like, Cyril Gane, you know, like, he's going to have bigger power than him. He's also a better mover in there. He's a better athlete than Poatan. Sergey, obviously, the fucking power and the size, you know, and then Tom's size, grappling, like, physical, like, just fucking everything, really, for Tom. It's like, man, he has the potential to end up as the greatest fighter of all time. If he grabs, like, even if it's the interim title off of any one of those guys, like you said, that's probably the greatest fighter of all time. Like,
he's up there. Like, fuck.
Because especially that would also be off the back of defenses of Jamahal Hill and Magomed Ankalaev as well. You know what I mean?
And we don't know when he would want to move up. It would just be like, holy shit. Because then, also, if Rakic beats Yuri, all of a sudden it's like, okay, he defends against Hill, he defends against Ankalaev, he defends against Rakic, and then all of a sudden we're talking, he has 3 defenses in a different division, and he's going to be moving up. Like, damn.
Started off as the guy that was just getting pushed in favorable matchups just because he had wins over Izzy in kickboxing. You know what I mean? Fucking so crazy how just fucking time changes fucking everything, man. It's beautiful. But so those definitely biggest stories going into it. The next one that I thought was interesting because there are plenty of underdogs on this card that easily have chances to win and probably shouldn't be underdogs. Who do you guys think is probably, like, if you were to, you know, just throw a bet, whatever, who's your favorite underdog heading in? Because you got fucking Jamahal Hill as a dog, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, Yuri Prohaskets is a dog, Cater's a dog, you know, just Sadiq Yusuff, Moicano, Marina, Jim Miller, Cody Garbrandt.
I mean, out of those names, I think if I was going to place a bet, Jim Miller would probably be like, if I was going to go straight money line bet, obviously I'd have to do that if we're talking underdogs. Probably, for me, I'd go Miller or Cater.
For me, Oliveira.
Yeah, with you saying Miller and
it's just such a close one where it's like he's what, a plus 120?
No, like plus fucking 170, I believe, last time.
Plus 185.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit bigger than I thought.
Because I'm not even thinking bets just in general, underdogs, like whatever. For me, it's Oliveira. Like, bro goes in. He's been an underdog in his last 4 fights. Like, he's consistently counted out. I know that Arman is this young up-and-coming guy, but it's like Charles has been doing so well. He was on, like, tied for the longest streak. His only loss to Islam, smashed through Benny. It's like Arman, especially the way Arman thinks that he's going to TKO him. The last time that this man was and the only time he was ground and pounded was in 2017 by Paul Felder.
Yep.
Every time this man gets hurt and put on his back, he's just dangerous. He can get out of there. I know that Arman might be quick to get position, or maybe he can end up finishing it, but I just really have hope that, and just the confidence that Charles is better in there than him.
No, yeah.
That, and like, I will bring it up every time. The left hook that got landed on Arman by Silva, and there's a reason I'm bringing it up in this one, is Charles Oliveira has a deadly left fucking hook.
Yeah, you got Gaethje talking about that's the hardest thing he's ever been hit with.
Yeah, got Gaethje, got Chandler, got Poirier. Like, it is landed on all these guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think Arman is as good of a striker as a Gaethje or as a Poirier.
Yeah, no.
Probably cleaner than Chandler, but Chandler's a fucking dog.
Yeah, man. Because it's like with you saying Jim Miller and Cater, for me, like those are such hard ones because they're just way too. There are so many questions going into all of those fights. It's like that. Oliveira is definitely a good one because it's like Arman has never fought anyone like Oliveira in the UFC in his entire career. Like this is such a different level of what he's been to. Like even for him saying like that he's going to go out there get that first round finish TKO. It's like I don't, because it's like if he thinks that he could just stand on the feet, no problem with him, like dude's probably getting fucking laid the fuck out. I think it was like his first pro fight or something like that, that he took a loss, but it was like 30 seconds, one punch into the first round. It's like,
it just shows that it can happen. Even if it's been a while, it shows it can happen.
Yeah, man.
You're not Cheeto.
And
you know what I mean?
Like, and then if he's just shooting terrible takedowns, it's like Oliveira's going to be all over that shit, man. It's like like Oliveira was doing like with like Islam in the grappling, like obviously it didn't go too long, but it's like there were exchanges before the finishing sequence and he did fine in them. It wasn't until he got rocked, got sat down, and then you know what I mean, Islam got on top, got the finish quickly. But it's like Arman's not that fucking calculated, technical, precision striker like Islam is. Oliveira's definitely a fucking great dog in this one for sure.
And that's kind of why I didn't even think of Oliveira though, is like, because he's like a dog by the odds and all this. I've not seen anyone saying Arman's winning.
Oh, I've seen a lot of people say it.
I've only seen Oliveira like.
But yeah, like it's crazy because it's like everyone loves Oliveira, but to know that he's literally been a dog in his past 4 fights, and now this is the 5th one leading up to it. It's like people just don't have hope in him. They're just waiting for that time, and it's like, he lost to Islam, but Islam is the champ for a reason. You know, it's like. Bro is getting back on that streak. He has beaten all of the best people except for one of them.
It's like, I understand it though, because it's like, even with all of these wins, it's like Chandler, great win. He got 10-8'd in the first round. Gaethje sat him down like early and almost got him out of there, you know, before finishing him. Dustin sat him down twice, I think, in their fight before he got the sub in the 3rd round. It's
but that's why it's silly that fucking Arman thinks that he's going to be the one to finish him when Justin and Chandler and fucking Dustin all had him hurt in the first round.
For sure, but it's like, just betting line perspectives, it's like Oliveira just shows those weaknesses and the potentials like to get hurt. Like it's just, he's a very risky fighter for sure. So it's like that's why I easily can understand it against all of these top guys.
Well, like against the top guys, yes, but it's like then you look at Arman and it's like, we just seen him run over Benny, and it's like we don't technically know the caliber he's at, but he hasn't fought those same type people. He hasn't fought people like Justin, Dustin, Chandler, Oliveira. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
and mainly, it's really just because he hasn't gotten like the opportunities in all reality.
No, for sure. But with that, it's like.
Yeah, but like, you know, because it's like he has 2 losses in the UFC, Islam in his debut, which he did very well in that fight, and then Gamrot, which damn near everyone thinks that he should have won that fight. So it's like, in reality, like if you look at that as a win, he's on like an 8-fight winning streak. It's like 9-fight winning streak or something. He has just done very well against all of the competition that he has had. So that's why it's just a very consistent fighter versus Oliveira, which is just wacky, wild, and all over the place. You know what I mean? You never know what's gonna fucking happen. But that's why he's fucking great, and it just makes it even more exciting every time he gets one of those bounce back wins. You know?
No, yeah.
I am also pretty surprised that Holly Holm is a plus 340 dog. Because Kayla hasn't hit the scales yet.
No, she started off as a bigger favorite, and it has been getting smaller, getting closer. Okay. Yeah,
I figured that's the case. It's just like, and I can understand it though, because Holly does sometimes have problems dealing with offensive grappling.
No, yeah, the only reason why I said that is because so many people, including all of us, have just questioned how is she going to look on the scale, and with that, how will she perform if she does look okay, you know, because it's like seeing her pictures recently, she still looks fucking massive. So anyway, it's just like, so that's why I'm just surprised that it's that high, and just to know that, because it's like, bro, I would want to see how she looks on the scales before I put any money on her.
Definitely, 100%. As soon as weigh-ins happen, you can expect that line to
either drop or go up.
Yes, like she's either gonna rise back up to like minus 600 favorite, or she's dropping to like damn near fucking probably even money. You know what I mean? Like, oh 100%. My god, that's gonna be fucking scary for sure. But and then for me, honestly, I think my biggest underdog in this one has to be Marina Rodriguez. She's taking on Jessica Andrade, and I'm very scared for Andrade in this one, honestly.
Right now, Topology does have them at a minus 110 even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I guess it's dropped more.
Okay,
probably for the same reasons, but continue.
Yeah, looking at it yesterday, she was, I think like a plus 150, plus 140 underdog. But she is so live in this fight. Andrade just loves to run in on punches, especially in big moments, exciting fights. And Marina, she's taller, she's longer, she's definitely a more technical Muay Thai fighter. She has power to finish people. I would not be surprised if Andrade just runs into a big right hand and gets put away. It's like she did that to Yan Xiaonan not too long ago, and Marina is a much better striker than Yan Xiaonan. Like, it's
pissed me off with that. She literally ran right into it.
Yep. Yeah.
She didn't piss me off. I love her. I'm sorry I said that.
I fucking love Andrade. It's like, but yeah. So for me, that's probably gonna be mine. Last little one, because as we were talking about, this is just a scary card in general. What are your biggest fears for this card?
My biggest fears are there between Oliveira and Max. But I think Max and Gaethje edge it out, because like, if Oliveira loses, I'm just gonna be sad.
Yeah.
But Gaethje and Max Holloway is just gonna, it's everything we talked about before.
Yeah.
It's just the violence behind it. I am just so scared for the two of them. Like both of them. Like,
because that's why I said, like, if it goes 5 rounds, that's worst case scenario, because they're both taking a fucking beating then. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like, my biggest fear out of this fight is just watching Max chin get cracked. Like, I don't want to see him get knocked out. I think that would be the absolute worst thing that could happen. I'd rather a 5-round war. I don't want to see him get knocked out, bro.
Because that's the
thing. It's like
literally my exact thought with like going into this one, where like that specifically 28 UFC fights, over 3,000 strikes absorbed. So many fucking killers he has fought. Never been sat down in the UFC. And it's just been one of those things. The day's gonna happen. He's just one of those fighters where like his chin is just not gonna be as good as it once was, and someone's gonna land and he's gonna get put down. And they maybe not finished, but just sat down, whatever. Yeah, because
it's like the only person to finish him was in his fucking UFC debut in 2012, so literally 12 years ago, and it was Dustin Poirier.
By submission.
Yeah, by submission. 4-0 to 11-1. A young ass Max Holloway. It's like the only person to finish him was 5 fights into his professional career in the UFC.
When he was training in his garage with his friend, learning combos off the UFC video game at the time.
Yeah.
Fucking legend, bro. Like, the fact that 5-0, like, how many people come in way too young, way too early with no fucking experience, and they fuck their career. You know what I mean? This dude was literally hitting combos in the UFC video game. Like, damn, that worked. Like, let me try that on the pads. And then that was just his striking, and dude became one of the greatest fighters of all fucking time. It's crazy. He really did. I fucking love it. Oh, but
like speaking to like what you were saying, Jimmy, it's like, is this like, it's at this point, it's like ticking down to when is it gonna be the Chuck Liddell versus Rashad Evans fight?
Yeah.
Where it's gone.
Yeah.
The chin is just gone.
And I just hope that somehow he's able to escape that. You know what I mean? Just however in the fuck that may happen. I just hope. That's all I can hope for. But those are all of my big questions for the fight card. Now we could get into just talking about all of the other fight, because with most of them we did touch on most of everything to talk about. So we can get into everything that we didn't talk about. We can start at the bottom. Prelim opener. Probably the greatest first fight in UFC history. Two former champions, former flyweight champ Deiveson Figueiredo taking on former bantamweight champ Cody Garbrandt. It is just
someone's going out.
I'm not. I don't know. I would not be surprised if Deiveson plays just fights a very smart fight, because he just did that against Rob Font. He was on the back foot for a lot of it, countering him with big shots, going to the grappling when he could. I would not be surprised if he looks at Cody as like a bigger striking threat, does that same kind of a thing. Because with the grappling, I feel like it's going to be real hard for Deiveson to take Cody down. He has such solid grappling defense, really good wrestler.
Yeah. Everyone forgets that about Cody too.
Yeah, that's what he started as, and just got real good with the hands, knocking people out. So that's just what he kept on doing.
Well, he kind of started with both. Like, he started in high school as a wrestler, but then also was going over to his like uncle's boxing gym, and like that's how he got his nickname No Love. He was like 16, like putting it on like professional boxers. He was like, man, he ain't giving you no love in there. Like, that's how he got his nickname.
That's funny. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, so he like came up doing both those things at the same time.
Yeah, this is such a good fight. Like, it's just absolutely crazy that they have this as the opener. I love it. Hey, this is probably the fight you care least about on this card. Second least on this card.
Nah, it's not that I don't care about it. I like the fight, and I just think that Deiveson's gonna win. I'm just honestly not giving Cody as much of a shot as most people are. Like, for him, it's one of those anything can happen, and like, he does have big power, so maybe.
Yeah.
But with the streak that he's been on, it's like, I know he's on a 2-fight winning streak, but that's against Trevin Jones and Brian Kelleher.
Yes.
His last few losses, Kai Kara France, Rob Font, it's like, his wins and losses are very different, and Deiveson looked very good against Rob Font in his last fight. It's not like this is 100%. His first fight at 35, and it's like, oh, how's he going to look? Like, he looked real good, and I think that he can do it.
No, yeah, same. And the only reason I bring it up is, like, Font was kind of getting stunned on like some of Deiveson's jabs. And just a lot of his shots were stunning Font.
Yeah.
And like I noticed, and Font was doing the same thing to Cody, where Cody was getting stunned on a lot of those jabs and a lot of those straights from Font. I just think Figueiredo is going to have just that much more power to be able to either sit him down or put him out.
Yeah, because he probably has a lot more power at 35 now. Like, I know he's not the tallest guy, but bro's big. So it's like, without cutting all that weight, having that extra 10 pounds, like, probably has a bit more power there.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised too if he's just one of those guys. Like, dude was walking around like low 160s at flyweight. Dude's probably heavier now. He's a fucking bantamweight. Like, I would not be surprised. Like,
maybe
mid to high 160s.
I know.
Yeah, probably not that much. Like, a crazy jump up, but probably like higher
10
160s.
more pounds.
But yeah, man, I do think the striking is where Deiveson's probably going to be able to get it done the most. Maybe just like some exchange happens and he's able to get to the back, he can easily fucking get a sub. Cody shoots on a takedown, he could wrap up a gilly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's going to be such a good one.
But
already went into Jim Miller and Bobby Green for the most part. Next one up, Jessica Andrade, Marina. I know I kind of touched on that as like, Marina for my dog on the card, but it's Andrade, man.
This is going to be a banger.
She fought way too much last year. 5 times, took 3 L's, very short, like just one after another, just absolutely terrible. Starting off this year, only fighting in April, so that's definitely a little bit better. She would have she had 2 fights already at this point last year.
Yep, so she was already booked for her 3rd.
Yep. So if she is just fully prepared, just good, like mentally everything, has a smart game plan and able to fight behind it. Like this is just her fight to lose. You know what I mean? Like she should be able to get it done. It's just all gonna depend on, and like I said, like at the start of it, 300, the crowd's gonna be going crazy and shit. It's like I feel like the fans could definitely influence a lot of these fights, and Andrade just might be one of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But let's just hope it also influences Marina, and she's the one who runs into a shot, right?
Yeah, right.
That's possible. I mean, because
she's 36 now, she's losing it, you know?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane that Jessica Andrade is 4 years younger than Marina Rodriguez.
It's insane, yeah.
Yeah, Marina's 7-3-2 in the UFC. Where's Andrade?
7-3-2. That's 12 fights. Andrade
16-10.
Yeah, Andrade fought 5 times last year. That's almost half the amount of fights that Marina
I just wanted to get the exact numbers. I knew it was going to be so much more, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just Andrade should win, but like you said, she easily could run into a shot. But if she doesn't, let's go Andrade by whatever spectacular finish she decides.
Yeah, because she could get it done on the feet potentially. She could get it done with the grappling. Like, she just overall well-roundedness could get it done in more ways, I think.
She could get it done with the grappling on the feet.
Yes, that's very true. But yeah, that just another amazing fight. There's no way that's not going to either just be a banger fight or just deliver on a very good performance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There's no way.
This next one, though. The shortest notice fight booked for this card, booked on 5 weeks' notice. Jalin Turner versus Renato Moicano. 2 top 15 lightweights going at it. Ooh, Jalin coming off that absolutely spectacular performance over Bobby Green that we were talking about earlier. Just fucking shredded him. It was so terrible to see. Moicano, a solid performance. Nowhere near as exciting, though, over Drew Dober.
Yeah.
How do you think this one is going to play out?
Jalen's fucking him up.
Oh, I was about to say Jalin Turner by TKO.
I love you, Moicano, but man can truly get knocked out.
Yes.
And Jalin is... It's like 4 inches taller than him. He's got like a 3.5 reach advantage on him. And he's just devastating. Like, so he can, he's just real good. And I don't know. I just see him fucking him up.
Like, I could see like the situation where he hurts Moicano, dives in for a takedown and he gets hit with an uppercut or a knee and he's just out.
Yeah. 100% Jalin Turner should be the favorite in this one. Honestly, as we're getting closer, I'm kind of growing a little bit more confidence in Moicano. I do think that it's like, if he can just get a good takedown on Jalin and not get fucked up on the entry, I really do feel like he's going to be able to get it done with grappling. Because, like, I know it wasn't, like, that impressive against Drew, and he's, like, not the greatest grappler. But dude is very just strong and physical for the weight class. So to just be, like, getting touched up like he was, and to just, like, hold him down and just, like, really just deny Drew Dober for being to do anything. Like, getting up, just not being able to explode out of positions. It's like, if Moicano gets a hold on Jalin Turner, I would not be surprised if he ragdolls him. Like, Jalin is not going to be that physical in there.
I understand where you're coming from on that one. It makes a lot of sense. It's just like 76% takedown defense. Moicano doesn't have the best takedowns. He lands at a 6.02 significant strike clip. Those power shots, I don't know if Moicano is going to be able to take them.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just saying, like I said, Jalin should be the favorite. It's just
like the chance in there.
Yeah, it like, that's the thing. There are just so many fights like that. I just can't. Basically, every fight on this card, I just can't count anyone out. It's just honestly such great matchmaking throughout it. It just
for sure.
Amazing.
Went 3 for 6 against Dober on takedowns. 50%. Oh, that's gonna be such a close one.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see how that one plays out.
All depends on if Jalin can stuff the take. If Jalen's stuffing the takedowns, it's over for Moicano.
Yeah, 100%. The next one, I know we touched on it a little bit. Sadiq Yusuff, Diego Lopes. Biggest thing that I kind of want to go into on this fight, obviously, is going to be fucking amazing. It's just another one, easily potential fight of the night. If Diego gets just more on Diego, if he gets a big win over Sadiq, especially a finish, where do you think he goes in the division?
Up.
Like, you think like they really try and push him though? Like, you think he gets like a big fight?
Sadiq is number 13. I wouldn't be surprised if he got Josh Emmett at number 7.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got the loser of Cater Aljo.
Josh Emmett.
I just wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
He could get hell. He could even possibly, because of his fight with Mozart, he could get an Arnold Allen.
bro, that Josh Emmett, that would be so goddamn scary. But I think that's the fight that I want to see. I think if he rolls through Yusuff, fuck it, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that name
Bro.
and I was like, I like that. It's a big enough jump up. It's a good name. Like, yeah.
Bro, what if like, okay, because this is like if Josh like is going like if he tries to go in for a takedown at some point, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if Diego just like he did to Pat Sabatini, is just like get the fuck off me, like
Yeah.
bro, that yeah, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
That's so scary on the feet too, though. Holy fucking
It
shit!
is.
That's
It
a great
is.
fight. I agree with that one. I would like to see that, and that's definitely very possible.
I don't mind it either.
Yeah, that is going to be a great fight. It's obviously Diego on a nice little roll, his 2-fight win streak. Sadiq just took that L not too long ago to Edson Barboza, I think about 6 months ago now.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Got beat up pretty bad in that one. 3-round fight, though, so just a much, like, better position for him and everything. Not going to have as much, like, just pressure on him and everything, so I feel like he's probably not going to just gas himself out like he did. But
Yeah, I also like it's hard to use that against him because I fucking feel him. Barboza was so hurt in that first round. It could have been stopped. It was just the ref letting that man live.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yes.
and it's like
It's just-
Barboza's been finished multiple times before, too, so you know it's not like...
yeah, like it's not like he's just out here like hoop dreaming that he's gonna be the first one to get him out of here.
Yes.
Like he almost had him out of there. So like I don't blame him for seeing him hurt and being like, oh, let's get it. And then it just didn't happen because the ref didn't call it. And now it's like, oh shit, I have 4 more rounds to go. Like it's hard to use that against him, you know?
No, for sure.
Because it's not like he's really shown to gas before. Like, you know what I mean? It was just the scenario. Like shit happens.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited for that one. This next one, though. Talked about it. Obviously, the biggest thing heading into this one. What the fuck is Kayla going to look like on the scales? I am definitely scared, just like worst case scenario. You know what I mean? Like that, like, oh, she might look fucking terrible on the scales. Gonna be fucking coming out there like fucking young 145 Connor. Just fucking.
No, seriously. Because it's like we've been talking about it and how, you know, she's made practice weight cuts and like trusting her team behind her. But just seeing her pictures and how big she looks like in media day, I'm like, bro, wait, can I actually trust you? Have I been putting way too much hope into you? Like,
Yeah, because it's just all the pressure of fight week and everything too, so it's gonna be much different than a practice cut, like just outside of camp, like you know what I mean. That's definitely gonna be the biggest factor heading into it. It's like I just have to favor Kayla Harrison. You know what I mean? It's like, like you said earlier, Ginger, Holly has easily struggled with grappling throughout her career, and Kayla is by far the most credentialed grappler that she will ever face. It's not even close. Like Ronda, everyone made a big deal about Ronda and her judo background. You know what I mean? The Olympics, I think she got a bronze 1 year.
Kayla gold medalist 2 years, 2012, 2016. Like,
first ever American to get a gold medal in judo. Like it's just absolutely incredible accolades for her. 16-1. Her one loss coming to Larissa Pacheco in the PFL tournament finals. That was 2022. Has 2 wins over her previous. It's just if Holly can stick behind a good 1-2, maybe some. Probably she shouldn't kick at her at all. Honestly, maybe if like head kicks, if anything. But just stick to some boxing. Stick to being on her bike. That could definitely be a big problem for Kayla. But if Kayla's able to grab a clinch, which most of Holly's fights lately end up in the clinch, she's ragdolling her, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, she is. Like that is what it is.
Yeah, because if the cut goes well and she can perform, it's 100% Kayla's fight.
and with a win, honestly, a win for Kayla over Holly Holm in any fashion, you think she's getting the title shot next?
No.
You don't think
maybe.
so?
Maybe, actually.
I feel like, because in my head, it's like the biggest thing is Juliana Pena.
Yes.
But they would have gone to that already.
Well, because hasn't she been injured for like 2 years now?
I don't fucking know, man.
Wasn't Pennington also taking some time to spend with her family as well?
I don't know. I don't follow up on Juliana Pena.
I mean, she just fought
I was talking about Pennington.
When did she fight?
Oh, yeah.
When did she get Oh, yeah, that was January under Strickland and Dricus. Okay. So, I mean, like, she just got the belt. That was only a few months ago. So, like, whatever, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if she fights the end of the year.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's, like, July.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's... Yeah, I don't know. Because I just feel like if Kayla gets... If she's able to make weight fine, there's no problems, and she gets a win over Holly, and just like, even if it's a decision, but she looks, you know, like all right enough in it, I feel like people are gonna rather see her in a title fight than Juliana Pena.
Well, people would rather see almost anyone in a title fight over Juliana Pena.
So, you know, it's like,
there's not a lot of Juliana Pena fans out there. You got her family, and I think that's about it.
No, they're big fans of her on the MMA Hour, Ariel, and all of them. They love her.
Yeah.
I mean...
but not yet. I just definitely feel like that's on the table for Kayla with the win here.
True.
Yeah, I understand it.
The one thing with it, though, is that Kayla being in the PFL before this, like, she's definitely used to fighting multiple times a year. So depending on how long Pennington does want to sit out, and like, because if she's taking time off to spend with her family, she's not training, she's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she'd have to get back into training, get back into fight camp, do all of that. So like July still feels a little bit early. But even if it was like September, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Kayla back by like July or August. You know what I mean? If Pennington isn't. And if that's the case, you think she'll get a fight with Myra?
It's if she is gonna fight in between, then I definitely do think she's gonna fight Myra for sure. The only thing that I just feel like is, especially with depending on how this fight goes, like who knows how that weight cut really just like affects her.
Yeah, never mind. She might not want to keep making that weight.
Yeah, like she might be completely fine. Where if like Rockies were like August, September or something, she might be completely fine with that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I feel like the UFC would be good with that too.
This fucking division, man. Like juggling fucking chainsaw, just trying to figure out what to do next.
Let's just hope that Kayla can make the weight, and then she can just maybe win in fun fights.
Yep.
Just look good, just sub people quick, like
because if she's next, like let's just say she wins, and Pena's not going to be ready till like the end of the year or whatever, and it's going to be her versus Pennington. Then you have a really easy fight with, okay, now we do Macy Chastelon versus Mara Bueno Silva. If Macy wins, she'll be next up after Pena.
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of start getting the division rolling. Like
yeah.
And because it's like, I feel like Kayla's just going to bring a little bit of life in the division, too. Already kind of talking shit to Rocky. I know Rocky's fucking response was just real it was corny as shit, man. Hit her with a knot on fucking Twitter, bro. Like
either way, at least it's getting some shit talk going.
I know, but and you know, like fucking her and Juliana are gonna be talking mad shit to each other over a title shot against Rocky. Like we might actually get a little bit of life going in this division. Like you said, we could set up Macy to get up in there. Norma actually made weight and could potentially move up the division. So we do got a little bit more life heading in 135 like this time than we did like this time last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It just sucks that Pennington is who they are, because they're like that one, like it's like that one group of kids where it's like everyone's like talking shit to each other, and then that one kid says so, and everyone just turns and is like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was fucking terrible, but let's fucking go. 135 pounds, Kayla Harrison. Very excited for that one. We already touched on Aljo and Cater. This next one, though, it's pretty damn incredible that we got a fight of this magnitude that's not on the main card of a fucking pay-per-view. Yuri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic. Rakic, a small favorite heading into this one, which honestly I do understand. He's the way more patient fighter, way more technical, just calm, cool, collected. He has just amazing leg kicks that he could batter Yuri with. He's going to be better in the grappling.
Not only, like, he's got a really good 1-2 high kick. Yeah, I explicitly remember that Jimmy Manawa knockout. Oh my god, 1-2 head kick, dead.
I know,
and he could hit that against Yuri.
It's just
the way Yuri backs out, he could get hit with that.
That's true. The thing with that though, it's just he was definitely a much more aggressive fighter at that point. He's just not that guy. I would not be surprised if we get a Rakic decision here at all. The the thing with this, it's like Yuri just got fucked up by Poatan not too long ago, so it's like I know it wasn't like the worst finish ever, like it's not like Bobby Green, but it's like still a quick turnaround on that with a big guy like Rakic, and Rakic's been off forever with a fucking terrible knee injury, so it's like just another fight, so many questions of how each one of them are going to perform in this one. It's
I'm genuinely curious to see who wins this one. Like, this is a really fun fight. And I know a lot of people are. It's weird that this didn't get more backlash, in all honesty, because it has Rakic in it, and Rakic isn't the most popular fighter. Yeah, he's very much has that stigma of being boring. But
for sure, I feel like everyone just has the 100% confidence that Yuri can pull a fun fight out of Rakic. Like that's the
Unless, I think
you know how sad it's gonna be if we just get Rakic laying on top of Yuri for fucking 3 rounds.
I doubt that happens. And the only reason I say is I don't see Rakic really shooting the takedown like that. I think he's going to
think battered Anthony Smith's leg, was basically one leg kick away, and was like, let me lay on top of him for the rest of the round.
Look.
You don't think for a win over Yuri, for a potential title shot, he will do no matter what it takes to win this fight? Bro, Rakic's decision is so live in this fight. Like It
is live. It is live. But what I'm saying is I think he has enough to where he could finish Yuri.
Yeah, for sure. Just because Yuri's just so wacky.
No, exactly. Like, he can get caught with some shit. And I think Rakic is, like, I really think he's drilling, like, moves like a 2-1 head kick because of the way Yuri just backs out of range sometimes. It's like, you can catch him with it.
Yeah, it is definitely there for sure. Going to be a great fight. If Yuri gets the win, if Yuri gets the win in great fashion, like he gets a first round knockout, I really hope Poatan gets that first round knockout so they could just call each other out for the rematch in Brazil, 301. Let's fucking go. Short ass fucking
so amazing.
I would love that.
Be beautiful.
And it would be beautiful, and I would love to see. I would love to be a fly on the wall on Magomed Ankalaev's living room when that happens.
All right, well, listen. So the reason why, if Yuri gets a first round knockout, the reason why I think that they would actually go to that, 1, it would be a more exciting fight.
Yes.
2, Magomed is a solid fighter, but realistically, he went to a draw with Jan, said on the mic that he was never going to fight for the UFC again, sat out for damn near a year, or almost a year to the day, right? Yeah. And then went to a no contest, and then fought it again and got the knockout. So his last 3 performances aren't looking too great. If Yuri gets this win, his last loss is just to Poatan, I think they would just give it to him.
Yeah.
100%.
No, that's what I mean. I was just saying. And then all of a sudden, it's going to be Magomed Ankalaev versus Nikita Krylov.
Let's go. But yeah, if Yuri gets like a quick finish, I easily see that happening. Like for if Poatan gets the win like that.
He'd be on the same winning streak as Magomed. 1.
Hey, but let's talk about unbeaten streak, all right? But yeah, that's going to be an absolutely amazing fight. And we get a real great break in emotion before the last 4 fights of the main card. Because to open up the main card, it was going to be Oliveira Arman, but definitely due to fan outrage, they had to switch it up. They threw Bo on the main card opener with Cody Brundage.
Thank God.
I understand it, because at first I was really just kind of like, what the fuck, this is crazy. Like, you have him above all of these different fighters. But in all reality, it is a great spotlight for Bo, who has the potential to just be a very big star and a great prospect for the UFC. In all reality, getting it above, like, fighting later than all of these other fighters, they don't get any difference for being the main card opener compared to on the prelims. There's no difference for them. Most of the people that, like, are going to want to, like, watch them fight, like, whether they're on the prelims or the main card, they're going to watch anyway. You know what I mean? So it's, like, it's one of those things, and then it's also just like Bo just will probably pull like a decent pay-per-view audience for him, just given the fact of like he's a big star in the wrestling world, and it's like let's just be honest, most of wrestling in America is like upper middle class white families that are, will probably all sit down together and buy a Bo Nickel pay-per-view on Saturday night to watch him. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, I very much understand the UFC doing it. It's definitely just a smart play on them, because it's like, if Bo just goes out there and wins like he has been, like, just to the fucking moon, you know what I mean? Like, this is such a big spotlight for him. I know it's against a nobody fighter in Cody Brundage, but it's like, people want to see him fight Hamzat already. You know what I mean? It's like, you can easily get him into talks with big fights to, like, set him up to just get into title fights in 3-4 fights from now. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, 100%. I get what you're saying. But I'm also, like, looking at even as the opener of the pay-per-view, I think that's completely fine still, because there are still going to be a lot of people who buy the pay-per-view at the beginning of the pay-per-view anyway. And on top of that, the UFC's marketing machine and social media, like, push out, like, he's going to be a star no matter what, because the hardcore fans are going to push that, especially if it's a first round, like, when the hardcore fans going to push that out for you to get to a more casual audience.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely just very smart for the UFC to do that. Bo Nickel, biggest favorite on the card. Last time I checked, he was about a minus 2,100 favorite.
Sounds about right.
Like, given just all of the talent that he has shown, he should win this fight, no problem, man. Like, he really should. It's just one of those things. He's young. This is easily the biggest fucking spotlight that he's ever going to have on him. The most pressure that he's ever going to, like, have on him up to this point.
Yep.
It's just a perfect setup moment for him to absolutely shit the bed and for Cody to just get a win here. You know what I mean? It's like, it shouldn't happen, but crazier things have happened.
Yeah, it's just the reason why I don't think it's going to happen is because I know it's one of those things where it's like, oh, he has more experience, though. He's been in more professional fights. Like, he's on a 2-fight winning streak. The first one, because DQ win, he got elbowed in the back of the head.
Jacob
and then the second one, he did slam Zach Reese and then punch him, so that was cool, but it's like, that shit never happens. That was such a rare thing to happen, and the fact that it happened in the fight before was absolutely insane. Like, that'll probably not happen again for the next 10 years. You can call that lucky.
What if Cody goes out there, takes down Bo Nickel, Bo wraps up a triangle, and he just slams him again?
Then I will take back my statement of it being lucky. But until then, it's pretty lucky to get a slam KO, you know?
Yes.
It just doesn't happen often at all.
Especially on an armbar.
So who knows how that fight would have actually gone. But it's like, you know, he lost the decision to Dricus. He was 8-4 at that time. Dricus 7-1. Like, it's... Yeah, Rodolfo Rivera, like, you know what I mean? It's not like he's fighting all these people with all this crazy experience where it's like, yeah, he lost a decision to Nick Maximov. He's been finished multiple times.
Fucking
He's been finished multiple times. Bo should just really be able to go out there and fuck him up.
Yes. It's like, it's just the moment.
I know, the
like,
perfect setup.
That's where
because
it's like...
Brundage, he does have some power. He's knocked out some people. He's going to go out there and one-punch him, and it's going to be like, wow.
Because, bro, he has not been touched on the chin. Like, who knows what Bo looks like when a fight's actually brought to him. Like, that is the smartest thing for Cody to do, is just go out there, fuck anything at all. Like, fuck it. You're supposed to lose this fight, so if you just go running out there, like, trying to put it on him and you just get punched and finished, it's like, like, who fucking cares? Put it on fucking Bo. Make this a fucking dogfight. Shoot a takedown on him right away. Just start punching him in the clinch. Like, he just has to go after him.
Yeah.
I hope that he does, because...
I just had the worst thought ever.
What?
Runs out there, flying knee, Bo's going for a takedown, Jorge Masvidal, Ben Askren, all over again. But it's Cody fucking Brundage.
That would be so funny, because just the memes of, like, I want to see fucking Jorge versus Ben Askren. We have Jorge versus Ben Askren at home.
The memes would be like father, like son. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Masvidal, up and down fighter. Cody, up and down fighter. Bo Nickel, undefeated prospect. Ben Askren, undefeated prospect. You know what I mean? It is one of those things. Both former wrestlers. Both, like, there's a lot there.
There is.
Bro, that would be so fucking terrible.
That
oh
would
my
be
god.
That'd be terrible. Oh my
It would
god.
really lighten the mood for the next couple fights.
Yeah,
it would.
That's why I said a great break from this one because Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan. This is gonna be just such a. I don't even know if I could say it's gonna be a great fight because I just don't see this fight lasting long. It's
gonna
like
be a great performance.
Yeah.
Because that's where, like, talking about it earlier, it's like to your point, Arman isn't Dustin. He's not Justin. He's not Chandler. He's not these guys. I just don't see him going out there and just like fucking putting it on Oliveira on the feet where he just gets blasted, put down, and then he's just able to follow up like Islam, just get on top and just sub him or something. It's like Arman does not be getting a lot of subs. I don't believe he's ever gotten one in the UFC. Could be wrong on that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, out of his 21 pro wins, I believe he's at. He
at one point he went on a 4-fight streak of getting subs, 1 Gilly and 3 RNCs, but that is it.
Yeah, he has 5 submission wins on his record out of 21 wins. It's like he's obviously very good in the grappling, but he's just not that kind of submission threat. Like you were saying earlier, Kate, Oliveira's only been ground and pound one time. That was against Paul Felder. He is such a different fighter since then. It's like if Arman thinks that like he can grab a takedown and try and like ground and pound, it like is not gonna work. Like even with Oliveira's last fight against Benny got him down. And Oliveira was doing more off his back. Like, Beneil could not do anything on the ground to Oliveira. He was just getting controlled for on top, fucking trying to just do big shots, but Oliveira was just blocking and avoiding so many of them. It's like, I really think that Oliveira can go out there and just get another first round finish. Maybe a knockout, but I would not be surprised if he just like starts laying it on Arman. Arman panics on a takedown, wraps up a Gilly, fucking defends it, gets around to the back, wraps it around rear naked choke. Like,
yeah.
I feel like Oliveira's got this, man.
Tries to wrap up the Gilly, doesn't work, and then all of a sudden he's in an armbar or a fucking triangle. Like, I could easily see that happening too.
Bro, Oliveira has so many Gillies and RNCs on his record. It's stupid.
Yeah,
throw Anaconda in here, there.
He should have had an armbar against Tony Ferguson, but Tony Ferguson is Tony fucking Ferguson.
Yep. Yeah, it's it's such a great fight. We talked mostly about that. If Arman gets a win, obviously he deserves a title shot. There's no doubt about it. Yes. Oliveira gets a win, he deserves a title shot too. But there's obviously going to be a lot going on with the title picture and everything. If Oliveira gets the win here in spectacular fashion, would you rather see him get that rematch right away against Islam, or winner of McGregor-Chandler? Because that's probably getting announced, and if McGregor wins.
I'd rather see him get the McGregor fight, if I'm going to be honest.
I was about to say, that's a payday.
Yeah, I would love that for him.
I have to hope people who are like a champion get that type of fucking payday.
Because it's like Cowboy was, I don't know who the fuck he has negotiating his contracts or anything like that.
Himself.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because he did not get paid any extra money to fight Conor McGregor compared to what he normally did.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not going to be the case for Oliveira.
I knew that, but it just makes more sense that it was himself.
Oliveira's going to get big fucking money from that. And because it's like if McGregor comes out, gets a beautiful fucking knockout over Chandler, and then they book that and fucking Oliveira finishes McGregor right after, it's like, bro, he is already such a big star. Like, Khabib's stardom went through the fucking roof when he beat Conor. Like, bro, that is going to make the rematch with Islam, if he's still the champ at that time, just so much bigger. So much fucking bigger. What do you mean?
He gets the, just for, in terms of, also the rivalry between Conor and Brazil, he's coming back a national fucking hero.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's just with the payday, too, it's like me and Kay were kind of talking about it, I think yesterday, but, he has already done so much for just his country and just kids, just athletes. He's just doing so much for the people around him. a payday like that, it's like he's only just going to do so much more. It's like he is just such an amazing person. It's like, yeah, man, I would just love for him to get that. Yeah. And it's like the Oliveira McGregor, like someone's getting finished in the first round, probably the first minute. Like that's going to be a fucking stupid wild fight. Like sign me up for that.
Yes.
Oh, moving on. Gaethje Max, we already talked about most of it. Biggest thing off of it, for me, if Max Holloway gets a win here, do you think he's going to look to go back down to fight Ilya? Or is he going to stay in this division, maybe try and grab a fight against Conor, maybe try and grab a fight against Oliveira, maybe even try and get himself that Islam title shot? He fucking signed up to fight Khabib on a week's notice. He's signing up to fight Islam.
I have 100%. No idea where he's going to go with it. No idea.
Especially considering he's thought about Topuria in the media day.
Yeah, exactly. Because I did see that. So it's like obviously 45 is still in his mind. I mean, it's only one fight up for the BMF title anyway. But it's like,
yeah,
I have no idea. If he wins, he might just feel like, damn, I can actually hang around here. You know what I mean? And he might feel like he's more comfortable there, not cutting as much weight. But who knows? He might feel closer to a title shot, or maybe an easier title shot, or like an easier shot over Ilya than Islam, because he knows that Islam with like the grappling threat, like who knows if he thinks that he has an advantage over Ilya. I don't know, but
for me, I do think it's going to depend on whether he gets like the win or the loss, because if he loses, I think then he goes back down. Maybe he fights like another top contender just because or something, but they probably just give him the title shot. But it's like if he wins, it's like, because he's already said it, that they're going to be going to like the rematch with Ilya and Volk. So it's like timelines, opportunities are probably going to line up better at 155 for him at that point. It's like, if something lines up for 155 after that, I feel like he's not even going to look to go back down to 145. It's like, I feel like he's going to be too big at that point where he's going to fuck himself trying to go back down.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then for Gaethje, obviously, he gets a win here. He's sitting out for his title shot. That's like, there's just no doubt about that.
No, yeah, that's 100%. Like, literally, yeah. He kind of earned it, too. Like,
no, yeah. Fucking 3 wins over Fiziev, Dustin Poirier by finish, and then a win over Max Holloway. Like, he's probably the most deserving guy of a title shot at 155 pounds, like, on their current streak. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. Let's fucking go.
I can't wait till Fiziev comes back.
Yeah. Co-main event, though. Strawweight title on the line. Zhang Weili looking to defend it against Yan Xiaonan, the first ever all-Chinese female title fight. It just sucks because this is such a big fight for China, but it feels like it means nothing in that aspect because it's on 300 and with just everything around it. It loses all of the luster that this fight could have, and it just really disappoints me, honestly, because it's like, I just feel like it's just another fight just kind of just missing out on the star potential of Zhang Weili. It's like she's 34 years old now. She's not going to have the most time left in her career, like at the highest level. It's like she only fought one time last year. You know what I mean? It just feels a little bit like a miss to kind of have her on this card, even though she is a fan favorite. People love her, so it's like a great addition to it. But I just feel like it could have been bigger on a different card by itself.
No, 100%. For sure. Although she does feel like, it is big that it is on 300 with the 2 Chinese women fighting. So, like, she is happy about it. So,
no, yeah, exactly.
It's a huge card. So she was even saying that it does a lot for, like, Chinese MMA and just, like, women in MMA.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. That's a really good point. Because if a card by themselves headlining in China or something probably wouldn't get, like, nearly the global audience on it that, like, it is here. So that's very fair.
Yes. 100%. Very much. Like, this is, like, one of those times where it's like, yeah, it's kind of better, but you still kind of are like, man, I kind of wish it was able to be there. Like,
do 300 in China, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go. But Zhang Weili by Mollywop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think we all agree on that.
What were the fucking numbers on the Amanda Lemos fight? I believe they were about like 280 to like 40 or some shit like that.
Something fucking stupid.
Or 240 to 20. Like, it was absolutely terrible. The only thing you could give Lemos was that she survived throughout that fight. Like,
Total strikes 296 to 29.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Whaley also had 6 takedowns of 7.
Jon Jones got ground and pound TKO'd by Carla Esparza not too long ago.
Yeah.
The difference in wrestling in this bout is ridiculous.
And the way with Whaley being 34 but still proceeds to just grow as an athlete and get better and better.
He's getting so much better.
Yeah, Whaley by Mollywop, like you said.
Yeah.
Other than Bo and Cody, probably the least competitive fight on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know she knocked out Andrade, but Andrade ran into that shit. That was her first knockout since fucking 2016.
Yeah. Also, her previous 2 fights before the Andrade fight were her winning a majority decision over Mackenzie Dern and her losing a split decision to Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And then the loss to Carla, like you mentioned.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, this is Whaley by Mollywop.
Awesome for Jan to get her opportunity. She definitely deserves it for sure. I am happy about that. She should have been the one fighting Whaley last year instead of Amanda Lemos. But let's fucking go. I'm just excited to see Zhang perform. It's always great. Let's go, Magnum.
Yes.
And then the main event, Poatan Jamahal Hill. Obviously, the biggest question coming into this one, what the fuck is Jamahal going to look like off of that injury? What, 8-month turn? Yeah, I think about 8 months since the injury. This is, like, I just feel like that's a bit rough. It's I just hope that he's 100% ready. Who knows if he's going to be able to come back the same after a bad fucking injury like that? Because it's like, if his movement, if his fucking, like, power, like, just any of those things are just overall worse because of that, Poatan's knocking this man out.
Yeah.
Like, if this is not the best Jamahal Hill that we've ever seen, I don't think he has a chance to win this fight.
Do we know which Achilles it was?
I think it was the left one, but I'm not 100% sure.
And he's an orthodox fighter?
Switch hitter. He does like to fight a lot of southpaw.
Okay. But the Achilles runs up to your calf. And that's kind of where the low calf kick lands. It's right where it kind of meets the calf to Achilles. Like,
yeah, so because
that's going to be interesting to see. Because he deals with low leg kicks.
If it's the left, one, then it's like, if he's fighting southpaw, it's like, his power might be hindered more, so he might want to fight orthodox, but then, to your point, that's going to open up the calf kick on that side. So it's...
Yep.
Yes, I'm very interested. It's like, Jamahal is such a good fighter. People talk so much shit on him. I hate to see it. I fucking love Jamahal Hill. He's so much fun. Like, just
he is
fucking...
so much fun. The amount of shit he talks to to fans on Twitter.
Yeah, he makes it worse on himself, for sure.
His own fans.
Yes.
Bro is emotional.
Yes, he is. He's a fighter.
That's just what it is he's just emotional as fuck, so he'd be getting angry and he'd be talking shit to everyone. But he's a fun fighter, and no one can take that away from him.
Oh, no, he is a fun fighter, and this is going to be a fun fight.
Yeah, because it's like, obviously, we talked about it, Poatan wins, but Jamahal Hill wins. He's talked about that he would love to go up to heavyweight and fight Tom Aspinall.
He said, I'm 240 right now. I'm a big boy.
Like, that is a terrible idea, in my opinion.
I was about to say, you want to talk about a mollywhopping?
Yeah, that would probably be real
Tom
bad.
puts it on him.
Yeah, man. It's like, Tom ain't fucking a big 1-2 from Sergey. I feel like he's going to be able to eat whatever shot to get... Either put Jamahal Hill down or just take him down. You know what I mean? It's like, that's rough as hell.
He's getting subbed like he did against Paul Craig.
Yeah. But that is all of the great shit from UFC 300. An absolutely spectacular card. This shit's going to be incredible. Don't fucking miss out. 2 more things on it, though. 1, the press conference. Every single fighter is going to be featured at the press conference. Every single fighter, not just the main card, not just the prelim, early prelims, 26 athletes up on the fucking stage. That's going to be incredible. It's going to be feeling like 2016 again with their fucking seasonal press conferences and shit. I can't fucking wait for that. And then the second thing. I have no hopes on the UFC doing anything good with this or actually changing shit. But they announced that they're having a new glove launch. They're having a feature, just a whole thing going about it after the weigh-ins on Friday.
Oh, this wasn't announced. This was leaked information that we got.
Oh, okay. But either way, though, I just have a feeling that they're going to be like, oh, look at these UFC 300 gloves, or like we're doing. I doubt that this is going to be like an actual change to the glove style based off all the complaints and everything over the past like 7 years of all the eye pokes and everything.
How mad would you be if instead of them, if it's like the same glove, but instead of UFC, it just said Prime?
I saw that post. That would be fucking stupid.
So did I. I'd hate it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm expecting some shit like that. So I have no faith in UFC doing anything good. That just is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's going to take us into some fight news, because we do have some pretty good fights that have been announced.
Yes.
First up, we forgot to talk about it last week, but we're going to talk about it now a little bit. We're mainly just announce it. But Thiago Moises versus Ludovic Klein. This is such a good fucking fight. Good step up in competition for Ludovic. He's been looking great in the UFC. Always a fucking banger. Has such good technical striking. He's going to be miles ahead in terms of the striking of Thiago Moises. But I feel like Moises in the grappling, that's where it's going to play the biggest difference. I feel like Klein could get it done, though. And I feel like if he gets a big win here, he's getting himself a real fun fight in the top 15 for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, you think that if he gets like a spectacular win, depending on how long Benoit Saint-Denis sits out because of just getting finished like that, we might get Benoit defending his ranking against Ludovic Klein? That would be such a fun scrap. That'd be so good. Book that shit for Paris in September.
That would be a good fight.
Maybe, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Because it's like Benoit took such a jump up fighting number 3 Dustin that I wouldn't be surprised if they still gave him a higher ranked opponent, but just not as high up.
That's true. Like I could also easily see him like fighting Fiziev in Paris. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like that is 100% on the table.
Shit, I could see him fighting Dan Hooker.
That's kind of the name that I had in my mind was Dan Hooker, because he's the one that would take the fight.
He 100% would take it, and it's gonna be like. All right, let's see if
I want it.
You don't want it because it's like,
yeah, man.
That's a hard.
I was there live for the Barboza beating.
Oh shit, you were?
Yes, that was the worst beatdown. Or well, I mean, not live, you know, like actually there, but like watching live, you know. Like,
no, I thought when you said
when you said that, I was like, wait, you went to a UFC event, bro?
I watched it live on my TV. It was brutal, horrific, terrible. All of the fights since, he don't need that, man. Let him fight Moicano. You know what I mean? That's a much better fight. Let's fucking go. But yeah, I'm not sure. You know, it just first name in the top 15 that I was thinking of. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be a good fight. Great fight at 170 pounds. Renat Fakhretdinov finally got himself another fight. It's against Nicholas Dalby, coming off that. His last fight was the Bonfim one, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Very just great upset win for Dalby in that one against Bonfim. This is going to be such a good fight. Dalby is just always going forward, just fucking expending that gas tank every second of the fight, every chance that he gets. This is going to be a fun fight. I'm very excited for it.
I love watching Dalby fight.
Another fight in Saudi, too. But yeah, this is going to be good. I don't know why they bumped Renat out of the top 15. He should still be there, but
fucking kept Chiesa.
Yep, he'll get himself a ranking hopefully after this.
And what do you mean? So. And now Chiesa's no longer even in the rankings.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, wait, no, he's not even in there anymore because Joaquin Buckley and MVP.
Oh yeah. Let's go. But that's definitely gonna be a fun one. June 29th, UFC 303.
That was another fight I never thought of. Buckley versus MVP.
That'd be fun. But June 29th, UFC 303, Battle of the Vets Cup, Swanson versus Andre Fili. That's just a very good, fun, scrappy vet fight to put on that card. I'm definitely going to be excited for that. That's going to be good shit.
Brilliant.
Someone's probably getting finished early in that one, honestly. I feel like
it.
Andre's going to be able to get the finish over Cub, honestly.
Probably.
Yeah.
Pretty sure a little bit younger, definitely a bit fresher in his career.
I mean,
oh yeah.
Never mind, actually. The only reason why I say that is because I forgot how recent this was, but he got knocked the fuck out by Danny Gate 2 months ago. To the day 2 months ago. February 10th.
Yeah. But this is in June.
Yeah, it's just not that
That's
far
5
off.
months.
That's true.
The thing is, like, I get what you're saying, but I'm also like
he can do it, but now I'm just less confident.
Well, the thing is, Feely's got some good body kicks, and Cub has never been that strong to the body.
Mm-hmm.
He's been finished a lot by body shots.
Yep. Either way, definitely just a good fun fight. I am very excited for that one for sure. July 13th, we got a solid fight. Women's flyweight division, Viviane Araújo versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Good step up in competition for Jasmine. Viviane, sheer game is, you know what I mean. Everyone knows what she's about. Just getting on the older side, so it's getting a bit rougher.
Yep.
I feel like Jasmine should be able to get the win, get herself in the top 10 with that.
Yes.
Yeah. She got bumped out of the rankings too, I guess. So
really?
Good for her. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here? All right. But that should be a fun one. June 15th, we got another fight. Andrei Arlovsky.
I was about to say, talk about a vet.
The fucking vet of all vets.
Vet of all
heavyweight,
vets.
too. It's fucking absolutely insane that he's been fighting just his career for this long. But he's taking on Martin Boudet. It's just an Andrei Arlovsky fight. This is almost 100% going to go to a decision. Probably Martin's getting the win. But, yeah.
Possibly.
Hopefully Andrei Arlovsky can get it done. Also, on that card, though, June 15th, this is a great fight at 185 pounds. Ikram, he's finally booked again against former top 15 contender Andre Muniz. Very excited for this one. We know Ikram, like his fight with Hamzat before he got knocked out, stuffed every single one of his takedowns. He's an amazing grappler. Yep. He hasn't been showing that in the UFC at all, just looking to fuck people up on the feet.
Yeah.
And 100% he's going to look to just keep that going in this fight.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to look to just shuck off every single takedown from Muniz and just beat the fucking shit out of him on the feet because the power difference, like, is gonna be big on the feet. So I'm hoping for a very good knockout win for Ikram in that one. Get himself a nice top 15 fight after that.
I didn't see that happening, yeah.
Speaking of top 15 fights, though, Joshua Van is finally getting himself a ranked contender inside of the UFC. June 1st, UFC 302, taking on Sumadarji. What a fucking banger. Holy fucking shit. Like, this is... 302, June 1st. I don't give a fuck what other fights are going to get announced on that card. This is almost going to be a lock for fight of the night. The fucking match, Snell and Sumadarji only made it into the second round, and that was one of the greatest fights of the fucking year. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely ridiculous. Joshua Van is so much fun in that division. This is going to be a fucking banger. Absolute war. Joshua probably going to be able to get the finish over Sumadarji, get himself a ranking next to his name. Just a great fight to add to a fucking UFC pay-per-view. I fucking love it.
No, so far looking at the fights on 302, I would say lock for fight of the night at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, if he can get the win, it's just... We are just actively watching the fucking flyweight division change. Him getting a ranking, Tyra ranked, Usyk ranked and got a title shot, Makayev in there. Like, there are so many just, like, young up-and-coming guys, like, actually breaking through and making their way in. It's very nice to see.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. I just hope that my fucking boy Tim can hang around with all these young bucks, you know what I mean? Keep himself a number for at least, like, 2 more years. That'd be all right, you know? He's like fucking 37, 38 already, so if he could be a ranked contender at flyweight till he's 40, I'm happy.
I mean, he's at 9 right now. It'd take at least 2-3 losses before he's out of there.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Flyweight, consistently one of the most fun divisions. I fucking love it.
Oh, yeah.
301, we got a little bit of old switcheroo going on. Michelle Pereira was supposed to be taking on, I forget now off the top of my head. God damn it. Fuck. It was
a good fight, too.
I didn't really even care for the fight that much. It was a fucking, god damn it.
Makhmed Muradov.
Makhmed Muradov. Thank you, Kate. I thought Michelle Peta was going to get easy win in that one. Now
he's getting an even easier fucking win.
Yeah, because fucking Shar was supposed to be taking on Ihor Potieria in Saudi Arabia, but they had to pull Ihor from that so Michelle can get himself a fight on 301. Ihor has been finished, I believe, 4 times in his career by KO/TKO.
I mean, he's 2-3 in the UFC. All 3 of those were finishes, knockout finishes. And then his first loss was his second fight. He got finished there, yeah. Oh, he's 1 decision loss.
But I just thought he had 4 finish losses.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
He does.
And they're all knockouts.
Yeah. Bruh. I just love that. The UFC's got to shut the fuck up and let Michel Pereira do his fucking thing, all right? Yes. He's going to be in fucking Brazil. If this dude wants to, like, be fucking running off of the walls, like, fucking as he's on the way out, just, like, let this dude do whatever the fuck he wants, and he's going to perform with a first-round knockout over Ihor Potieria.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Bro, I'm so excited for him at 185. He has become such an exciting fighter again, being at the right weight class. Because it's like, fighting at 170, just going to decisions after, like, just not being comfortable there anymore. Up to 185, round 1 finish, about to be another round 1 finish. Like,
yeah, man.
God, this fucking main card.
Pantoja
Ursig, Martinez Aldo, Craig Baralio, Anthony Smith, Petrino, Michel Pereira, Ihor Potieria.
Beautiful. I fucking love it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Absolutely delivering. And if they're able to get fucking Poatan to end up headlining that too, that's a fucking top tier card. Right after 300, very nicely done, UFC. We got some more fights for UFC 302 though. This is such a good fucking fight.
Yeah.
Roman Kapilov, amazing kickboxer, taking on Cesar Almeida, another amazing kickboxer. I forgot that he does have a win over Poatan in kickboxing. He just got a fucking beautiful win in the second round, fucking a week or 2 ago. And yeah, he's already booked.
Yeah, that was just on this last fight card.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was last week. I wasn't exactly sure. But yeah, this is a striker's delight. There is no way there's going to be any takedown attempts in this fight.
No.
Someone's getting knocked the fuck out. I'm excited for it. Last one of the fight announcements, also on this card. Jailton Almeida, we were told he was fighting Alexander Volkov, and then Volkov got announced to fight Sergey, and he's like, wait, that wasn't happening. But Jailton's confirmed to have a new opponent. Alexander Romanov, UFC 302 as well. I love the matchmaking. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's just like, damn, talk about a drop in competition.
Yeah, but it's...
I get it.
I'm excited for the potential of how bad this fight could be. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god, the grappling in this fight is going to be interesting.
Bro, I am just excited to just see what this fight plays out to be, because it could easily go bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see how fucking Romanov shows up. You know what I mean? I feel like that's probably going to be the biggest factor. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see just how the fucking grappling exchanges to play out. Let's fucking go. Those are all the fight announcements, though. The last little bit of news that we're going to touch on is fucking good old Johnny Bones Jones, right? It wouldn't be a UFC year if he didn't have some sort of headline going on. He loves to have some shit going on around big kind of events going on in the UFC. UFC 300, International Fight Week, UFC 200, the list goes on. Just on and on and on for all of the shit that he does.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things where obviously we're ones that have just been talking just, like shit about John basically for all of the things. Like, just, we're not ones that are just gonna fucking dick ride him because he's a great fighter.
Yes.
With this last thing, obviously the first thing off the top is that it's like they are all allegations at this point. Nothing is confirmed. There's no legal things going on or anything. But with what has been said and all of the allegations that have been stated, every single little detail of the story is completely in line with all things Jones has done in the past and how he's behaved in the past in the fucking spotlight, like in more public situations. Nothing is out of line at all.
Yeah.
No, not outlined from his character. Also, just to clarify, there is a police report and a police investigation. Like,
yeah.
There is like legal shit in that aspect of it.
Like
so
nothing has
like
actually, you know what I mean?
But nothing's gone to court. He hasn't been charged with anything yet. Like,
yeah. There was a thing put out that he was arrested, but that was false. He wasn't actually like arrested. There was like a summons put out for him by the Albuquerque Police Department, which I don't know exactly what that means. I would just assume that he just has to like appear for some shit.
Yeah.
But
questioning.
But it's just like, honestly, for me, because it's like, so drug testing agent goes to test Jon Jones, which it's like, obviously, like, the situation is not funny at all, but it's just, you know, you find the fucked up things, just the humor in things, you know what I mean? New drug testing agency comes in, gets rid of USADA, and across the board so far this year, there has been lower drug tests just across the board in general.
Yes.
And the first fucking time that Jones gets tested for the fucking year, of course something happens.
Two things. One, he said, "Why the fuck are y'all coming here so early?" It was 4 p.m.
in the afternoon while he was apparently having a birthday party for his friends.
But also
which he
napping.
No, he was hung. No. That was the day before. He was hung over.
Oh, okay.
Because I just remember, like, you know, he's obviously said so many different things about this because he is one of those people, like, something happens and he has to over-explain so that people just absolutely take his side. Yeah. But I just remember in one of the posts, like, in the same sentence, he said that he was celebrating, but also they just woke him up. Like,
because that's what I thought. He said, like, he was celebrating a friend's birthday. So it's just crazy. And it's just, like, you know, just being like, oh, most unprofessional fucking, like, drug like officer, like whatever that like he's ever encountered. Like, of course it just
everything. The problem with Jones is I can't believe a word he says because everything like is always someone else's fault.
Yeah.
And it's always like, God put me into this position. I don't know why God. It's like, I'm gonna steal from jail here. God didn't put you in this position. You put you in this position.
Yeah, and it's like,
stop playing the victim.
Because then, you know, he put out the whole statement, and then he also put out, like, the video to kind of correspond with what he said at the end of it to, like, back up that, like, because he said by the end of it that they were very, like,
cordial and friendly, giving high fives, and
and then it showed, like, he was walking out, gave the female a high five, and then, like, they continued to walk away. But it's just, like, and, you know, talking about it with you, like, because it's one of those things where it's, like, a lot of MMA shit, I don't go into the comments because it's, like, a lot of these people are terrible, so it's, like, I just don't care to look at it. But, like, on the one video that, like, it was, like, she was saying that, like, a lot of people just kind of also bringing this up, but it's, like, when I watched that video, all I could think of is just, like, one, because it's, like, talking about, like, that they're going there to fucking drug test him, and he's just like, oh, you know what happened to people that show up at my house? They wind up dead. Dude is a 6'4", ginormous fucking athlete, just jacked, shirt off and everything. Like, he is such a physical presence to a fucking regular person. Like,
and is the heavyweight champion of the world that they know he is.
Right.
Like, literally, what I want to know about these people is, have they never heard of conflict de-escalation? Because that's what was going on there. She was trying to avoid conflict at that point because she didn't want to end up dead.
Exactly. Because it's like, not only is he, like you said, this trained professional championship athlete with a huge physique and just like a threatening presence, and he just like said some very threatening words. Bro has a very extensive history of being a abusive person, just being a violent person, and a lot of that is towards women.
Yes.
How are you not going to be threatened when you are in this man's home? He said that people that show up wind up dead. He's standing there like, because realistically, little things matter. So standing there with your shirt off, you could have easily gone to your room and throw on a t-shirt, and that just, even that just brings it down that much more. Yes. But just standing there shirt off, like looking like you're ready to get, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking, you look intimidating. Yes. So to say those things, it's like, that video is not at all convincing, because of course she's gonna turn around and give you a high five, because like, what are you gonna do if she doesn't? And you're drunk or hungover, whatever it may be, and most of the incidents you're in where these violent things happen is when you're drunk, and you've had a history of having issues with drug testing agencies.
Hell, you've had a problem with what seems to be alcoholism and substance abuse.
Yes.
And women abuse and hiding from drug testing officials so that he didn't get drug tested and failing drug tests and like
John, even if you didn't do any of what has been said in this instance, your history does not make it look good anyway. You literally have been put in so many situations where it makes you look bad no matter what.
Yeah, because then the other thing
to yourself.
But then the other thing about it, it's like this woman gains absolutely nothing from saying this. If anything, she has everything to lose. When she called her boss, her boss advised to not call the police until he contacted the UFC and talked to them about it.
Well, they wanted her to talk to the UFC officials.
UFC rep.
Like they wanted to talk to the UFC before calling the police because they didn't want it to become an issue.
Yeah, she felt dissuaded from calling the police. Like
she is not gaining a cent from this. She's not gaining anything. She's not gaining a reputation or a good name. Like if anything, she might quit the job because she feels unsafe. Like if anything, she could lose from the situation. Like
because it's like, for me, it's like, one, for drug testing in the future for Jon Jones, there should never be a woman sent to his house or anywhere or anything at all. That 100% should be the case. But it's also like, is that really the lengths that, like, is that what we have to do? So to just be like, oh, like, hopefully there won't be any problems with Jon Jones, like, you know, sending, like, it, in my opinion, like, with something like this, there is no excuse that he should be allowed to stay in the company. How in the hell, when you're required to be subjected to random drug testing, you're going to threaten the drug tester agent's life where they don't feel comfortable and they want to file a police report? That should be, like, out of all of the fucking things that he's done, you could, like, argue for him staying in the UFC, whatever. This is honestly just, like, this is the cherry on top of the cake that it's, like, he should not be allowed in the UFC for this.
His last two incidents have made it to where, it is, like, explicitly, like, other people in other leagues, in other sports, have been kicked out for less.
Yeah, I was saying it to Jimmy. It's like, you know, the UFC wants to expand so much. If they really want to consider themselves a real sport and compete with, like, football and hockey and baseball and all of this shit, he has to cut half of the fucking roster at that point. It's like he allows the giantest pieces of shit to be there because of their talent, and that would never fly with actual fucking leagues. Like,
yeah,
man, it's like
the amount of people have been disbarred for, like, less.
Yeah,
like, there's, like, the Ray Rice situation where he was genuinely remorseful and actually went and sought counseling and did multiple things to actually atone for that. It was still kicked out of the league.
Yeah, like, it's just
Colin Kaepernick. All he did was kneel.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's honestly just like the fact of her going to her boss and just being dissuaded and all that, like, that is just genuinely disgusting for me. Like, that is just so fucked on any company's part whatsoever to fucking show that you don't give a shit about your fucking employees. Like, what the fucking shit? Like, that's just terrible. And then the fact of no response or anything from the UFC, it's like, it just shows the things that don't actually matter to the brand or anything like that. This is such a nothing thing to them. They're just not going to say anything about it. It's going to blow over. And then, Jon Jones, heavyweight champ, returning MSG. Like, bro, get the fuck out of the UFC, man. I'm fucking done with them at this point. I don't give a fuck.
No, same.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just funny, though, because it's like, I know you're angry, but it's like, realistically, that's most companies. Like, no, and it's just something that it's like, especially, like, I don't know, too many companies are willing to put their employees at risk for the money. And they will do it every 100%. Time because employees are replaceable, but that money isn't.
Exactly.
And,
So it's just so fucking shitty. I just absolutely hate it, and it just definitely just a thing that needs to be said, and just it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, just hopefully shit just gets a fucking spotlight put on it for long enough where it's like, as the UFC does get bigger and just wanting to expand, where it's just like, I know that, like, you know, with fucking Strickland dropping the F-bomb, you know, how it, like, kind of broke into the mainstream for a little bit, and then everyone in, like, the MMA world just kind of, like, shut it down. You know what I mean? But, like,
I'm surprised this didn't make it into, like, a lot of mainstream, like, press and stuff.
If he's, like, actually charged or something like then that's when
it will be running on all the news stations.
Yeah, so it's like just shit like this is just fucking crazy that it's like, you could just threaten the life of fucking your drug testing agent. It's just nothing. Like, it's just fine. Whatever. Just move on. We got UFC 300, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah.
I'm sure if people make it to this part, the comment section is going to be very fun.
Oh, this could be its own fucking thing in its own. You know what I mean? But video. But
I mean, shit.
That is all of the things to talk about for this week. A whole lot going on. UFC 300. We got PFL too. Remember when I brought that up? Let's fucking go. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. It was a fun one. Like and subscribe if you did. It helps out. We're going to be streaming for the UFC 300. First fight all the way to the end. So come and hop over to the Twitch. Link is in the description. We will check you out on the fucking... Oh my god, this review is going to be fucked up. We may not even do a review depending on how this one goes out. So peace out, everyone. We'll catch you then.